That's hilarious stuff. Okay, stop. I gotta do my review. How's it going, guys? My name is Douglas Armstrong. I'm the head honcho here at Happy Texas Reviews. Thank you if you guys are watching the live stream. If you guys are watching after the stream ends, thank you also for watching. Please feel free to like, subscribe, join up as a group member if you have not already. And sorry for the background noise because my brother's home and he's being obnoxious. Anyways, so we're getting into Skyfall, the 2012 007 film starring, of course, Daniel Craig. And this is the third 007 movie that he has done. And just want to say off the bat, this is probably my personal favorite 007 movie that Daniel Craig has done. And it is also, spoilers, joking, it is the first 007 movie that I ever watched, and I went and saw it on the big screen with a friend of mine, Ted Stahl, and I knew 007 existed before seeing this film, and I was like, okay, it looks like an agent, protecting, national interests and, killing the bad guy. And I'm like, I'll go and see it. And I was blown away with it. And with this movie, I became a fan of 007 and even more so a fan of Daniel Craig. Even before this, I had seen other movies that he was in, like Cowboys and Aliens and other things like that. And I just thought he was a good actor, and I'm like, okay, I'll go see, because I really didn't understand what 007 was about until I saw this film. And with that, then of course I saw Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace, and then Spectre came out a couple years later, and I was just like, you know what, this is pretty good. So, first of all, this movie took about 4 years to develop instead of the 2-year time between Casino Royale and Quantum. There was 4 years for them to make this movie, and it was definitely worth the 4-year development process, the wait and the hype, and it was definitely well worth it. Of course, it continues the fight against the organization known as Quantum, and so we're going to get into the positives, and then there's a couple negatives, but not a lot. So, first of all, I like the fact that they had an exploding pen joke, which now knowing that refers to the older 007s before Daniel Craig, so that's pretty cool. I love the Skyfall song at the beginning. Who could never forget that song? It was just amazing. 100% spectacular action sequences, especially with the opening chase scene with the motorbikes and the train, the villain Sylvia escaping from HQ, and of course the finale with the cabin in the woods and the cathedral. Something that happens in this movie that I didn't think they'd ever do was that the MI6/007 HQ explodes, and then we get to see the cause and the effect of all that. And of course, they ended up using a World War II bunker Churchill used to use, so they used that as a new 007 HQ underground. Bond gets a new gun that only he can shoot because of his fingerprint, a little radio, and some other gadgets. And who can forget the car that has machine guns for its headlights? That was just spectacular. Silva is probably one of the best 007 villains ever. He has a lot of brains, military force. He has a really interesting backstory. The fact that he served with the British Secret Service in Hong Kong under M. And he ended up being captured, and after 5 months, he just gave up, tried to kill himself with a cyanide tooth, didn't work, and so he ended up just, going from the good side to the bad, and so that was kind of interesting. He also planned in this film to be captured by the agency and to try to get closer to M so he could try to assassinate her. Of course, everything doesn't happen according to plan. Spectacular visuals and CGI, especially for the scene where Silva, he takes the top part of his teeth out and shows that it's not real, and shows you what iodine does to flesh and bone. Some other things is the Skyfall shows where Bond grew up after his parents died, so we get a little more backstory to Bond's past, so that was pretty interesting. This movie also shows Bond at his lowest point, trying to get back into 007 status, and so that was also really interesting and spectacular. It also shows that Bond has the ability to use his brain over muscle and firepower in order to win in gunfights and other situations. We also got to see more emotional side to James Bond, him trying to protect M a lot more in this film, trying to save agents that have been shot. So that also was really good. And then, lastly, spoilers, M ends up dying at the end of this film, and then a new character called Gareth ends up taking over MI6. And yeah, so that's for the positives. Highly encourage you guys to watch this film. You don't have to have watched Casino Royale or Quantum of Solace to have an understanding to what's going on in this movie. Because when I watched this for the first time, I was just like, it's an agent movie. And, there's references and Easter eggs and callbacks to Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace that connects this film to those two, but it's not a necessary watch. Of course, you need to understand Casino Royale to understand Quantum, but you don't need to understand those two films to understand Skyfall. Then for the negatives, there's very few, and the few that there were in, that just weren't funny, and some of them were cringy. I don't understand the point of that dog until the end, and even then I just didn't care. Bond, quote unquote ends up dying at the very beginning, but because it happens at the beginning, he's going to come back and we're going to have a movie. And I'm just like, they should have done the cliffhanger I'm dying kind of thing maybe at the end. Just saying. Also, I kind of find it stupid that only one 007 agent and some other random field agent under the British Secret Service, only those two are sent to hunt down and try to save the hard drive that has all the NATO agents on it. I'm just like, you think maybe you could have sent a couple more people? I mean, it's NATO agents, for crying out loud. Also, funny thing is there is a scene in the film where Bond ends up getting shot by the other agent, and he just keeps the bullet inside of his chest. First of all, you don't leave a bullet inside of your chest, and then remove it later in order to have evidence so you can try to figure out who the actual bad guys are. I'm just like, that's just stupid. Also, the bullet that they use that he was shot with, they use that as evidence and somehow being able to track who the bad guys are. The problem is that the bullet that gets lodged inside of his chest comes from a gun that was shot from a MI6 agent, which is on the good side. So it would just tie back to the MI6 killing 007, so there's no link or whatever to the terrorist organization Quantum that they're trying to hunt down and figure out who they're trying to kill. And I'm like, it makes no sense. Also, this movie is 2 hours and 23 minutes long. It feels much longer. It feels like 3 hours just because there's so much happening. And it feels like a roller coaster that's never ending. Also, last two things. The finale reminded me a lot of Home Alone, where they're using booby traps of glass and mirrors and whatnot to try to fend off terrorists. And then, lastly, the biggest stupidity thing that I didn't know why they had to do this is the bad guy is gay. I don't know why they had to be in a 007 movie, but they did it. Anyway, with that, guys, I'm going to give 007 Skyfall, the 2012 film, a 9.5 out of 10. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm hoping that Sunday afternoon I can do the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. I'm hoping to get my brother Devin Armstrong to guest star with me in that. And then after that, I will be continuing with the last 007 movie, Spectre. Have a good one, guys.